Over valley and mountain, river and plain, through wind and storm, rides Anne of the Airlanes.
Returning from the village of Chief Poxtell, Ann Burton, Jack Baker, and Vic Morgan meet Joe Tolliver, who has been sent to the nearby railhead town of Lahey to bring another shipment of supplies needed for the transatlantic hop of the huge transport ship that Jack is piloting for Vic and Joe. Joe tells of hiring a crew to help in the transportation of the supplies over the perilous mountain trail to the secret landing field, and of the sudden declaration of the men, while still some distance from their goal, that they would go no further until they were given a portion of the profits of the racket in which they suspect that Joe has a hand. Given 1 hour in which to get word to Vic, Joe had undertaken the remainder of the journey by himself. Suspecting that there may be an attempt to raid the camp by the rebels, Jack, Ann, Vic, and Joe hurry to the landing field, and we find them now as they emerge from the jungle.
Well, Joe, doesn't seem as though your bunch of mutineers have reached here at any rate.
Well, at least they haven't done anything to the generators. That's something. Because we can always use a radio.
I guess they're not here, so maybe we'd better take out up the trail. We might be able to reach them before they take a notion that I'm not coming back.
Well, that's a good idea. But what are we going to do about Ann? The chances are that we're going to run into trouble, and I don't think she should...
Well, I don't intend to stay here. If we run into trouble, it can't be much worse than what we've been through, and anything might happen here.
I guess you're right, Gorgeous. But maybe you better get along. How many of those guys are there, Joe?
10 or 11, and most of them pretty husky, too.
You better leave that black diamond that the chief gave you here, Morgan. That's pretty expensive to be taking with you. If you want to keep that spear as a souvenir, you better leave it, too.
I'm going to put this diamond in the plane. But the spear, I'm taking with me. I think it's going to come in mighty handy.
Vic, I told you we was a couple of dumb guys forever starting out on this thing in the first place, without a gun of some kind. A fine chance we stand of getting that stuff away from those guys. They're plenty tough, I tell you.
Well, we can have a try at it anyway. We head out this other trail, don't we?
Yeah, just as soon as I put this chunk of rock in the plane and get the ignition key, we'd feel pretty silly to come back and find the ship gone.
Say, Vic, why don't you bring along some of them wrenches out of the toolkit? A wrench makes a good argument in a pinch.
Jack, do you hear something? Sounds like someone coming through the jungle. Listen.
Where? Oh, over there. It does sound like there might be... No, I don't hear it now. Must have been...
There, you can hear it again. The wind seems to carry the sound.
Gosh, Jack, she's right. There is somebody coming down that trail, and it's the one that leads to... Hey, Vic, get those wrenches over here. We'd better make it for the radio shack. That bunch of guys is sure heading this way.
What did you say, Joe?
Them guys, Vic, they're coming through the jungle. You can hear them when the wind is right. Looks like they brought the trouble right to us.
We'd better get to the radio shack, then. That'll put us between them and the plane. Come on.
You can hear them talking now. You hear?
Something funny about that. You can hear them all right, but they sure don't sound anything like that outfit. They sure made more noise than that when I was with them.
Never mind what they sounded like. Get in that shack. They're probably trying to sneak up on this place. And don't realize they're this close.
Listen, man. You get inside of the shack, and don't come out of there for any reason whatever. Lock the door from the inside, and if anything happens to us, use that radio. Don't open the door for anyone but us.
All right, Jack.
Oh, wait a minute there, Vic. We're going to stay out here. I'll try to talk them out of any rough stuff if I can, and if I can't, well...
Yeah, I know. Then we wade in with these wrenches.
I never thought I'd have to fight with a spear, but it looks like that's what it's come to. And those guys are getting closer. You hear them?
Better close that door, Ann. Those fellows may come rushing from those trees any minute now.
But, Jack, it doesn't seem right to leave you boys out there.
Never mind about us, Ann. We'll just have to do the best we can.
Hey, listen, are them guys getting closer, or are they getting farther away?
That's just the way the wind is carrying the sound. They wouldn't get this close and then beat us. Only it sounds like...
But they are. They are leaving. And it sounds like they're running.
I believe you're right, Ann.
You don't suppose they saw us and got cold feet, huh?
Them guys? Say, Vic, them guys ain't scared of anything that walks. They're tough. With just us three against 10 or 11 of them, why...
And something sure puts speed under them. You can't even hear a sound now.
Maybe you can't. I hear someone over there. It sounds like one person.
You don't suppose they've just gone back a little way into the woods, thinking that maybe we're armed?
Hey, maybe you're right, beautiful. They don't know we don't have guns, do they?
I sure never said anything about it to them.
That's probably it. They're either sending a man to talk it over or to look us over.
Well, there he comes, right over there.
Yeah, right down the trail. He looks scared to death.
Say, that ain't one of the guys that struck on me. That's Hank. Hey, Hank, over this way.
Your friend Hank must have escaped from the mutineers, Joe.
Okay, take it easy, Hank.
Let me sit down a minute till I get my wind. What a day.
What happened, Hank? Where'd they go? What shoot them off? Where are the supplies? How'd you get away from them?
It wasn't them. It was those last ones. Whew. That's enough to last me for a while.
And maybe, Joe, we'd like to meet this guy, just to make it formal-like.
Gee, I forgot, Vic. Miss Burton, this is Hank Tuttle.
How do you do?
He's going to take care of things here. That is, if we ever get away from here. This is Vic Morgan. He gives the orders, Hank.
Hi.
And this is Jack Baker. He's the pilot.
Oh, yeah.
And now, if you got your breath, maybe you can tell us what happened.
Well, in the first place, Joe, the last I seen of your friends, they were scooting up the trail towards LaHaye, about as fast as their legs could carry them. Secondly, a bunch of the yellingest savage I ever heard in my life, and I've heard a lot of them, was what scared them away. Third, you'll find all the stuff right around the bend in that trail in the little clearing there, piled up just as nice as you please.
You don't mean that the party was attacked by savages, Mr. Tuttle?
No, Mom, not attacked. I'll say we were approached. Only that gang of crooks didn't want any part of those yelling heathens.
Now, wait a minute, Tuttle. Who brought the stuff this far? You didn't all by yourself, did you?
Didn't say I did I? Them savages brought it. They driv them mules right up there and unloaded them. Then away they went, mules and all. Don't reckon they were friends of yours.
I can't see how they could be.
Funny thing, too, they didn't take any notice of me at all. Just sort of motioned me to come with them. They didn't say anything I could understand until they had the stuff unloaded. Then one of them pointed this way and grunted, and I sort of got the idea. Then they left.
Jack, I think I'm beginning to understand what happened. Don't you see?
Well, it seems to me that your friend Chief Parkstell might have had a hand in this thing. And I don't figure out how he knew about it.
Well, don't you remember the noise we heard back there while Joe was telling about what had happened? About the men wanting to hold the supplies and Mr. Tuttle if they were not allowed part of the profit? Well, I think that Chief Parkstell must have had one of his natives follow us to see that we got back all right. And the fellow heard what Joe said.
Now, wait a minute, beautiful. Those guys couldn't understand English. So how could he overhear what Joe said?
If you stop to think, Morgan, almost everything that we said in that native village seemed to be understood by those people.
Yeah, now that I recall it, I said something to them heathens a couple of times, and they acted like they knew what I was saying. But I couldn't understand a word what they were saying.
He speaks fairly good English himself, you know.
Well, that must be the answer. Now, Tuttle, suppose we got just a little of your history, huh? We're not turning this place over to strangers, you know.
He's okay, Vic. I checked up on him.
I just want to get the details. Joe tells me you, had a little run-in with the government. And you can't afford to have your whereabouts known to just everybody right now. Is that right?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'd breathe freer if the government didn't know where I was.
Okay. And suppose we get this straight. You play the game with us, and we'll play ball with you. But the first crooked move you make, the boys with the badges will pay you a call, see? And they won't ever know who they're indebted to for the tip. Is that plain?
Seems to be, Morgan. How about the pay? Like Joe said?
I told him we cut him in for the same that Benny was to get, Vic.
Well, that's a little high for a new man just coming into the organization.
Yeah, Vic, but Hank here can handle the radio set, too. Benny couldn't do nothing but just keep the directional beam on the air.
Hey, where'd you pick that up, Tuttle?
Maybe I'd better give you a little history, Morgan.
While he's doing that, I think I'll see if there aren't a few sandwiches left in the plane.
That's a good idea, Gorgeous. You stay here, Baker. I want you to know what this fella can do. Okay, Tuttle, go ahead.
Well, first of all, my little difficulty with the government had a little to do with, the landing imported goods in the United States without the usual formality of going through the customs.
Ah, smuggling, huh?
That's a crude word for it, yes. They took my boat. I was the skipper, and also the radio operator part of the time, because my business wasn't big enough to hire a big crew. But they never got me, so here I am. Joe told me a little about your business, so I guess we understand each other pretty thoroughly.
Okay, Tuttle. Well, there's the radio set inside there, see? You might step in there and get familiar with it. You'll find our headquarters wavelength written on the panel. Meanwhile, Baker and Joe and me will see about getting that pile of stuff over here. I'll call you in a few minutes to give us a hand.
I'll look over the thing.
You think maybe we ought to get that stuff moved over here before we get something to eat, Vic?
Yeah, we better. There won't be much to eat until we get that unpacked anyway.
Well, let's get started. Oh, find anything in the plane, Ann?
Just these few sandwiches that we had left, and not very many of them either.
Well, we'll bring back something. All we can carry anyway. Come on, Joe. Oh, you coming, Morgan?
Yeah, I guess Hank knows enough not to let Beautiful get too close to that radio set. Too bad, Baker, that you don't want her to get into this diamond business.
Mr. Tuttle, we have a few sandwiches here. They're not exactly fresh, but until they come back, it's all we have. Unless you want to wait for them.
Just a moment, young lady. I'm busy.
That's funny. Sounded like he said that he was...
What was it, Miss Burton?
Well, I said that we had some sandwiches, but I think we might have something, well, a little fresher when they get back with some of the food from over there.
I was sorry I didn't hear you a moment ago, but I was testing the transmitter and the receiver. And a peculiar thing, I received a message intended for someone, I have no doubt. Some D-12.
D-12?
Yes, I think it was. But the message stated that an Aircat plane had landed on the other side of the mountains and was quite safe.
The Aircat! And they're safe!
For some reason, I thought you might be interested in the message, although I am sure the others wouldn't be. So we'll say nothing to them about it. In fact, I've forgotten about it already.
A message from Pete in the Aircat speed plane, and relayed by a self-confessed smuggler. Is it possible that the doc has realized that Jack is really working for the Secret Service with the assistance of Anne, and they are insidiously weaving a web around them so they may trap themselves? But how has Hank Tuttle managed to stumble across the secret wavelength so quickly? Could it have been an accident? Whatever the answer, it means that there will be a battle of wits between the doc and Jack Baker to keep Jack's mission a secret until the location of the diamond mines is discovered and the entire route of the smuggling operations cleared up, which makes for more thrills, more adventures, and more suspense in the next episode of Anne of the Airlanes.